What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bloodbath Racing.
I tell you what, Bloodbath, we got a bad boy. We got to run. Small block, this, front bird, nasty. Here we go, man.
Oh, this gonna be one for the ages right here, baby. This gonna be one for the ages right here. Neither one of these boys is nothing to play with. Oh!
We out here in the trailer working on the hot rod again. You guys saw we ran a shootout at Piedmont, the little free entry Friday night deal. Saturday race got rained out. But on warm-up Saturday, we found out the torque converter, I broke the bearing in the torque converter again. So got to get that thing apart today, Sunday, work day. It's like the only free day we got to work on this thing practically because I have to work during the week. So Chris is on his way over. We're going to pull the transmission out, pull the converter out. Byron's going to fix it up for me again. Can't thank the guys at Cameron's enough, always looking out.
Cameron's torque converter?
Yeah, Cameron's torque converter, that's right.
Don used to have twin turbo Mustang, now he's working on a new car.
Yeah, he's working on a new car. Byron's working on a Lincoln. But we're going to pull this, we're going to pull the converter out. We're also going to pull the engine out. I think a lot of our issue is just the thing's taking way too long to spool up because the motor's really tired. So I'm going to pull the engine out at the same time, put some rings in it. Just try to get it through the rest of the season. We're going to put new heads on it this winter. We got some new CID casting, solid casting SC2s coming, which are awesome set of heads, way nicer stuff than we've ever had. So we're going to try and get them on this winter. We're going to put new rods and pistons in it at that time. So right now we're just going to put a set of rings on it and try to limp it through the rest of the year. It's huffing pretty bad. It don't have a lot of compression. You know, it's got a lot of blow by. So we're thinking that's caused a lot of our converter issue. It's just taking so long to spool up. It's building a lot of heat, and it's the fluid we use is losing the lubricity to keep the bearing alive. So we're probably going to make a change in fluid also. We're going to try. A couple guys told me this weekend to try the Lucas hydraulic fluid, and I looked it up, and the flash point is a lot higher on it, so maybe it'll take heat better. We're going to switch to that. We're going to open up the converter feed a little bit to give the converter some more fluid to try to keep that bearing cool. Going to stop using the internal dump, hopefully. If the engine's healthy enough, I think we can spool without it. So just a lot of little things. You know, people are quick to say, oh, the converter broke. You know, some people would be quick to blame the converter company. But there's 100 of these converters out there, and there's very few that have issues.
Yep.
And you know, so you got to look at what you're doing. A lot of times, you know, it's missing pieces in the puzzle. I mean, it may just be pulling air when I got the internal dump open, and it never gets a chance to recover, so there's not enough fluid in the converter throughout the pass to lubricate the bearing. Could just be not enough converter feed. I got a pretty small jet on the exhaust side of the converter circuit, so there's not a lot of fluid passing through the converter, you know, during the pass and on the two-step. So I'm going to open up the converter feed, and that'll enable me to open up the exhaust side of the converter a little bit, so a little more fluid can pass through that circuit throughout the run. So we'll see if that helps it. You know, we're just trying to make a bunch of little changes. We're going to freshen this thing up. I already have a set of rings, so we're going to knock it apart, hone it, put a set of rings in it, and hopefully that's all it needs to get us through the rest of the season. We're just waiting for Chris to get here with a transmission jack. I got home last night. We stayed at the track most of the day, but we got home last night, and I went ahead and went to work, got the drive shaft out, got the transmission pretty much unhooked, shifter cable and all my dumps and all that stuff. So as soon as Chris gets here, we're gonna snatch the trans out. Then we're gonna push it in the shop. I don't have a lift in the shop, so I gotta do this in the trailer. As soon as Chris gets here. All right, calm down, buddy. As soon as Chris gets here, we're gonna push it in the shop, snatch the motor out, pull it apart, show you guys what we find. I know you guys never seen this before, but this is us putting the motor back in for the 48th time of this series. You guys could probably change the motor yourselves at this point.
Why'd you take it out?
Just for practice, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been like a couple weeks. We just pull it out, take it down the bare block, look at everything, just to make sure you know everything's good.
And the converter.
Probably training to sign up on OJT records.
Yeah. We just pull it down, check the valve clearance, ring gaps, and all that stuff. No, we tore it down and put some rings in it. You guys saw that already in the video. Yeah, we just put some rings in it. I lapped in one of the valves. One of the exhaust valves was leaking pretty good. I just poured the quarts full of water, checked the valves for leaks. One of the exhaust valves was leaking. I lapped it in, put some valve grinder compound on it, and got it to lap in and seal up. Other than that, that's about it, really. Nothing serious. We do this like once a month anyways, just for practice. It's like Top Fuel, you know, they do it every round, but we like to do it once every couple weeks at least. Stay fresh, you know, so we know what size bolts are. Now we're about it's about ready to fire up. I gotta fix one rocker arm. I'm gonna redo the turbo mount. It broke while the thing was apart, and stick transmission back in it. Maybe we have a little pressure like what's today? Tuesday. Probably have a little pressure like Thursday. Tomorrow night, probably put trans in it. Took all that up. I need to pull the pump out and check a couple things. We're back in the shop. You guys seen we was pulling the motor earlier. Chris come over, my buddy Chris and CJ come over. Transmission out, motor out. Chris got here around noon. Like 2:30, we had this thing out and apart. As you can see, bam, bare block. Tore it all the way down to the block, honed it, and filed some rings. Went to my buddy Jason Tyson's shop. He had a set of rings for me. I got one oddball piston in this thing. You guys are gonna get a kick out of this. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys probably saw this in a previous video. We got one slightly dish piston right here with SC1 valve reliefs. We got 7 flat tops with D3 valve reliefs, but we got no valve hitting issues. We've already ran this. It actually has a different rod on that hole also, and some unique balancing. Let's put it that way. I had to put some, I had to add some ballast to the wrist pin to get the balance back the same as the other one. But it's been together like that for like half the season. Trying to avoid buying pistons till my new heads come in, so just gonna patch it back up. I had a set of rings for the other 7 cylinders, but that piston takes a narrow ring. The top ring is a skinnier ring, so I had to go to Tyson's and he hooked me up with a ring for that one off one of his other used pistons, the Abundance. He had a fresh engine at had a crank failure, I think, or something. And so these pistons only had like 3 runs on them, but a couple of them got destroyed. So he had to start over on that engine. So he gave me the spares to keep this junk going. But it's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I don't know. I got back from Tyson's a couple hours ago, about an hour ago, ate dinner. Came back out here to start knocking this thing together. I got one side in, one set of pistons in. You see my rings filed in there, ready to go, hone the cylinders. You know, professional diamond hone, not quite TKM standard, just a drill. But try and patch it up, get it back together. Maybe we'll have this thing sealed up tonight. I think my wife is gonna go to Cameron's tomorrow, get the bearing replaced in the converter. And maybe we'll be back, you know, oil pressure by Wednesday, Thursday. We're gonna try and make, I think we're gonna try and go to Thunder Valley this weekend. My boys down there, 28th Calm Wild Series. We're gonna go down there and try to get paid. Man, I need to. I gotta have, something's gotta go my way, because this thing has been kicking my butt. But that's just part of it. I mean, I went to Tyson's to get a piston. He got his engine out. He's had thrust issues all year. He's freaking put a roll of thrust in the thing. It's still hitting the thrust bearing. You know, he just had a bunch of issues with the thrust. So his engine's out right now. He won the race yesterday, or Friday night. Went home last night, started pulling the engine out because there was some metal in the filter. And I mean, this is just, if you lean on these things, you are gonna work on them. I can't stress enough making the engine easy, making the car easy to work on. I mean, we can have the engine out of this thing like an hour. Me and Chris done it a few times, yes, but I mean, we can, it's literally like snatch the headers off, a couple of wires and 4 bolts and, you know, bell housing bolts and things out of there. I mean, it's really easy to work on, and that's by design, not by coincidence. So something for you guys to think about that's building a car. But when we get back to work on this thing, see how far we can get today. All right, guys, you can see it. Back in, back together. I barely got any voice left. I think I got bronchitis or something. It's like the Great Value brand, Corona. It's like all the misery and none of the time off from work. My voice is crap, but we got the engine back in, new rings, got the valve sealed up. Just got the valve cover stuck on there. I need to adjust rockers, waiting on valve cover gaskets to come in. But got the converter back, waiting to hear back from Dave at Proformance to figure out what's going on with this converter. Sorry about the light blinding you guys. See if he can shed some light on why this thing keeps killing converter bearings. But you know, we'll get it sorted out. Just working through it.
He said when he drained the transmission fluid, there was all types of like metal in it. Isn't that what you had just built?
Build it again.
Oh my gosh.
What I was saying, like I told you now. The restrictor is not giving enough fluid to the converters.
Right.
Got one of these marked. Second. Because my file, it's weird.
He said when he drained the transmission fluid, there was all types of like metal in it. Isn't that what you had just built?
Build it again.
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was stunk in there before. It's really stinking out there.
Y'all, I got that little truck back there with them prying on the dry shaft and turn the wheels and spin it. Come on, better tie together in there too or something.
Did you get it all in there?
Good and tight. German tight. German, good and tight. About to check it.
You know I'm gonna check it anyway.
You're all a little bit stronger than me, so you might get a half turn on.
Let's see here.
Oh, that's pretty tight.
It is. Yeah. He told you what?
It's Chief.
Yeah. Not a-hole.
Chief asset.
Oh, okay, my bad.
New crew shirts now, like LS Nasty.
I know.
That's about it for today's video. Appreciate you guys' support. Like and subscribe. Merchandise for merchandise link down below. We got new shirts in. Appreciate you guys. Hit the notification bell, and we'll catch you next time.